which is crazy. We were in the banquet room or whatever, and I'm sitting at my table with my Uncle John and my dad, and it's just us three eating like soup or whatever. And Kobe comes and sits right next to my dad, just Kobe by himself, nobody else. So I'm like, of all people you pick to sit with right now, you pick my pops to talk to? This is crazy. And I didn't say a word because I was so starstruck, but I just remember sitting there like, I can't believe. This was Froby at the time, too. I was like, I can't believe. I was like, I can't believe you're chopping it up. My dad had hair back then, too. I was like, I can't believe these two are just chopping it up right now. This is crazy.
That's dope.
I'll never forget that memory. Like, just being there, it was one of the best moments of my life, to be honest, because I was, that's all I needed to, that, like, energy being around him is all I needed to, like, know what I wanted to do with my life. It's like, man, I'm born to do this, and my dad did it, and...
It's only right.
Yeah.
It's in the cards.
Freaking Kobe, man. We miss him, though.
Yeah.
There's another story I got where we were in China together for the 2013 Global Games, and me and Chris DeMarco couldn't sleep, so we went up to the weight room, and it was just us two. We were, like, doing dumbbell bench press or whatever, and I just feel a tap on my shoulder, and I looked behind me, and I was like, oh, what's up, man? It was Kobe, and he had his black shades on, his hoodie, and all he said to me was, what's up? He just dabbed me up and went and did his thing. But then I heard him telling that same story in the press a few years later, and like I'm like, I can't believe this man's memory is incredible. I can't believe he even remembers that. And like just to have that moment with him, like what a businessman. Like all he told me was up and did his thing, and like didn't really act like he wanted to see me, but I was just there, so he felt like he kind of like
had to say
something. But I was like, man, I'm doing something right. If I'm in the gym with him, it's just us two. Like, okay.
What was it like? Right. What was it like to kind of, you know, be a fan early on and then actually get a chance, you know, to play against him?
There's not many in the league who you really play against where you're like, wow, I can't. That's why I was asking y'all about Michael Jordan earlier. It was like, probably watched him your whole life, and you finally get to step on the court with them, and you're like, this is crazy, man. You're like a god to all of us, you know? That's how I felt every time with Kobe. It's like, I can't believe I'm watching, man. I know everything about your career. I remember when you won the dunk contest between the legs, when you made the first All-Star game in '98 with Eddie Jones and them, like everything. And then like to be there, it's like you don't want to be a fanboy, but you really are deep down. You're just like, this is...
Got to snap out of that because he's trying to kill you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
He was killing me though. He had, especially before he tore his Achilles. Oh, he was so strong, and I was young, and he would just... But I never backed down. I always loved, because he's like, man, you're really my idol. I'm going to test myself today. There's only a few like, yeah, he was the only one who really brought that out of me. Draymond told a similar story where he's like, I stopped shooting pregame because I even had Kobe Bryant courtside '98 on N64. So it's like, all those emotions come back. Bro. You're like, this is great. And all your homies back home were like, man, he just gave you buckets. That was amazing to watch. You're like, yeah, I know.